police with murder. That will bring peace.
A heated and sometimes chaotic news conference today with Governor Nixon. Anger in Ferguson directed at the governor at times today. Protesters not happy with how authorities are dealing with the situation there. Citizens today called for justice after police shot and killed unarmed teenager Michael Brown last weekend. Good evening, I'm Amy Hawley. The governor announced he is taking drastic measures to keep the peace in Ferguson. He enacted a state of emergency this afternoon and a curfew for the St. Louis suburb after violence broke out again there overnight. Jay Gray is live in Ferguson. And Jay, how are people reacting to this news tonight?
Well, Amy, they're frustrated, and I think they're frustrated with everything here. So it may not just be the state of emergency and curfew. They want some answers and feel like they're not getting them at this point. But as you've talked about, there is now that state of emergency and a curfew that starts at midnight tonight. I guess we'll know for sure then how they really feel about the curfew. It's the latest move, as there was another round of violence overnight last night, and it comes exactly a week after Michael Brown was shot and killed by police. A week later, hundreds gathered in the middle of this neighborhood road at the spot where Michael Brown was killed. Today's peaceful protest comes after another night of violence in Ferguson, one that included tear gas and more looting. Police in riot gear initially stayed back. Instead, it was members of the community that rushed in.
We're here protecting our community, the store, everything, to let everyone know that everyone out here is not criminals.
One of the businesses hit was the market and liquor store, where police say Brown was involved in a strong-arm robbery just before he was killed. They released this surveillance video of the incident yesterday.
As governor, I'm committed to making sure the forces of peace and justice prevail.
After last night's violence, today, Missouri Governor Nixon, in a news conference, interrupted several times by screaming, declared a state of emergency.
So to protect the people and property of Ferguson today, I signed an order declaring a state of emergency and ordering the implementation of a curfew.
In a community still on edge. Today, many of the protesters paused for a few hours to help clean up their neighborhood, the parking lots where they've gathered, and the stores that were looted overnight. Brown's family continues to speak out against that violence.
Do not associate this with my baby cousin. Don't put his name with this, because this is not for him. This is not for us. We didn't ask for this. We didn't want this.
What they, and so many here, say they do want are answers. Yeah, now we've learned late today that the FBI has also stepped up its presence here. 40 agents today went door to door in the neighborhood where the shooting happened, looking for witnesses as they continue their investigation. That's the latest live here in Ferguson. I'm Jay Gray. Amy, back to you.
Jay, one quick question. The news conference was open to the public today, and everybody, of course, saw it. And at times it appeared really chaotic. The governor, of course, was interrupted with outbursts of anger from citizens who attended. I've rarely seen anything like that. Was this a surprise to authorities or even to the press who was there?
For the press, I can answer that quickly, yes. For authorities, I believe so as well. I don't think they expected the turnout that they saw there from the community. I don't think they expected any eruptions. You could see it on the faces of a lot of the speakers. And not only the governor, but also Captain Ron Johnson, who's from Ferguson, who's heading up the security effort through the highway patrol there, now interrupted as well. So it was a trying time for everybody. But again, this is a community that's very frustrated, and they're going to go wherever they can, they say, and keep their voices raised so they'll be heard.
All right, Jay Gray in Ferguson, thanks so much.
Thank you.
The governor's curfew in Ferguson goes from 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. And we checked with the Missouri state statutes, and the law says it gives the governor enormous power when a state of emergency is declared. And it says he, quote, can perform and exercise other functions, power, and duties as may be necessary to promote and secure the safety and protection of the civilian population. However, the state statute prohibits the governor from seizing guns or stopping the railroad during a state of emergency. A law enforcement official tells CNN that federal authorities did not want to release this video that you're looking at here, but the footage shows police say shows 18-year-old Michael Brown stealing a box of cigars at a convenience store just before he was shot and killed by police. Justice officials apparently told them it would increase tensions in the community. Ferguson police also released the name of the officer who shot Brown, Darren Wilson, yesterday. St. Louis County officials are asking the state attorney general to take over the Michael Brown case, but the attorney general in Missouri, Chris Koster, says he has no plans to do so. Koster confirmed that they, in fact, did ask the county prosecutor, Bob McCulloch, to be removed. County officials claim McCulloch is biased and shouldn't handle that case, but Koster says except in very rare cases, the attorney general or the governor do not have the authority to remove an elected county prosecutor from a case.